In the vast tapestry of human existence, there exists a profound and mystical concept that has captivated the minds of scholars, spiritual leaders, and philosophers throughout history. The idea of a soul's final journey on earth, a culmination of countless life cycles, is steeped in spiritual significance and shrouded in an aura of mystery. This enigmatic voyage is not merely an end, but a transcendent beginning, a gateway to realms beyond our current comprehension. From the ancient texts of Egypt to the sacred scrolls of Tibet, various cultures have attributed deep spiritual meaning to the final life cycle. The Egyptians, with their intricate beliefs in the afterlife, viewed this ultimate journey as a passage to the eternal realm of Osiris. Meanwhile, Tibetan Buddhists perceive it as the attainment of enlightenment, a liberation from the cycle of rebirth known as samsara. Each perspective, though unique, shares a common thread: the recognition of signs that herald the soul's nearing end. These signs, often subtle yet profoundly meaningful, are the whispers of the divine, guiding the soul towards its ultimate destiny. They manifest as heightened intuition, a deepening sense of purpose, and an inexplicable draw towards spiritual pursuits. Those who experience these signs often find themselves contemplating the deeper mysteries of life, seeking answers to questions that transcend the mundane. As we delve into these spiritual clues, it is essential to approach them with an open heart and a curious mind. The journey of the soul is not one of linear progression, but a labyrinth of experiences, each contributing to its evolution. The signs that indicate the final life cycle are not mere milestones but sacred markers, inviting us to reflect on our existence and the profound purpose behind it. In the chapters that follow, we will explore these signs in depth, beginning with the phenomenon of heightened introspection. This spiritual awakening, characterized by deeper self-reflection and awareness of past choices, serves as a beacon of light guiding the soul towards its ultimate destination. As we navigate this mystical realm, let us ponder our own reflective journeys, embracing the contemplative energy that these signs evoke. Reflect on these words, dear seeker, and consider the profound implications they hold for your soul's destiny. For in the mystery of these signs lies the key to unlocking the door to your ultimate spiritual evolution. In the quietude of their twilight years, individuals drawing near to their final life cycle often find themselves in the throes of a profound spiritual awakening, marked by heightened introspection that is as illuminating as it is mysterious. This is not the casual self-reflection of youth, but a deep, almost urgent need to examine the paths taken and the choices made throughout their journey on earth. This spiritual clue, this intensified self-awareness, has been documented throughout history, from the ancient mystics of the East to the contemplative saints of the West. Eleanor, a woman in her late 60s, found herself waking up each morning with an overwhelming sense of her past lives. She recalled vivid details, not just memories but emotions, scents, and even the echoes of long-forgotten conversations. Her experiences were not unlike those described in the ancient texts of reincarnation, where souls nearing their final cycle are said to gain a panoramic view of their past existences. Historically, this phenomenon has been seen as a gift, a spiritual grace allowing the soul to learn from its past and prepare for its ultimate destiny. For those experiencing this heightened introspection, there is a sense of clarity that transcends the ordinary. They might find themselves revisiting pivotal moments in their lives, understanding the deeper significance of each decision made. This process is not merely nostalgic, it is a spiritual reckoning, a coming to terms with one's soul's journey. It is a time when the veil between the material and spiritual worlds begins to thin, allowing glimpses into the soul's evolution. This spiritual awakening is steeped in historical context. In ancient Egypt, the belief in Maat, the divine order and balance of the universe, influenced the idea that one's actions in life would be weighed against the feather of truth after death. Similarly, in Hinduism, the concept of karma suggests that the sum of one's actions determines their future existences. These historical perspectives add a layer of mystery and depth to the experience of heightened introspection, suggesting that it is not just a personal journey but a universal one. As individuals ponder their past choices, they may find themselves drawn to spiritual practices that aid in this reflection. Meditation, journaling, and even solitary walks in nature can become profound acts of self-discovery. These practices, while simple, can reveal layers of understanding that were previously hidden. They invite the soul to delve deeper into its own mystery, to uncover the truths that lie beneath the surface of everyday life. This journey of introspection is not without its challenges. It can be a time of intense emotional and spiritual upheaval as one confronts the realities of their past. Yet, it is also a time of immense spiritual growth, a preparation for the ultimate journey that lies ahead. It is a call to consider the soul's destiny, to reflect on the lessons learned, and to embrace the mystery of what lies beyond. As you reflect on your own journey, consider the moments of introspection that have shaped your path. What have they revealed about your soul's evolution? What mysteries have they unveiled about your ultimate destiny? This contemplative energy invites you to ponder your own reflective journey, to consider the deeper meanings behind your experiences, and to embrace the mystery of your soul's evolution. In the quiet moments of introspection, you may find the clues that reveal your own spiritual path, guiding you towards your final life cycle with wisdom and grace. In the quietude of night, when the veil between worlds is thin, there are those who find themselves drawn into dreams of unparalleled vividness. This is not the fleeting imagery of ordinary sleep, but a spiritual clue that one's soul may be nearing its final earthly journey. These dreams, often populated by deceased loved ones or enigmatic spiritual guides, serve as luminous signposts, indicating a closing chapter in the soul's terrestrial odyssey. Throughout history, dream interpretation has been a sacred practice, revered by spiritual frameworks worldwide. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, saw dreams as divine communications, chronicling them in hieroglyphs with meticulous care. In the mystical traditions of the East, dreams are considered pathways to enlightenment, offering glimpses into realms beyond the physical. Even in the contemplative writings of medieval monks, dreams were heralded as visions, capable of revealing spiritual truths hidden from waking eyes. In this contemplative light, one might find themselves standing in a familiar landscape, only to encounter a loved one who has long since departed. The deceased may offer words of wisdom or simply bestow a sense of peace, their presence as tangible as any living being. These are not mere echoes of memory, but profound spiritual encounters, transcending the boundaries of mortality. Alternatively, spiritual guides may manifest in these dreams, taking the form of archetypal figures or ethereal beings. They impart knowledge, guidance, or warnings, their messages resonating with an inexplicable truth. These guides, unbound by the constraints of time and space, serve as escorts to the soul's ultimate destination. To the dreamer, these experiences may feel surreal, yet undeniably significant. They awaken with a sense of wonder, their hearts stirred by the echo of divine whispers. It is as if the soul, in its infinite wisdom, is preparing for its final voyage, seeking closure and understanding before transcending the earthly realm. To considering these nocturnal revelations, it is essential to reflect on their underlying messages. What wisdom do the departed impart? What paths do the spiritual guides illuminate? By engaging with these questions, the dreamer can begin to unravel the mysteries of their soul's destiny. Thus, as the soul gravitates towards its final life cycle, it weaves a tapestry of dreams, rich with symbolism and revelation. Each thread, each vision is a call to introspection, an invitation to contemplate the metaphysical world that awaits beyond the dreamscape. As the dreamer traverses this spiritual terrain, they are drawn ever closer to the ultimate revelation, the dawning of their soul's eternal horizon. In the stillness of your heart, consider the dreams that have left indelible impressions on your soul. What secrets do they hold? What truths do they reveal? Allow these contemplations to guide you as you journey ever closer to the divine. In the quietude of their souls, those nearing their final life cycle often find themselves experiencing an intriguing detachment from the material world. This third clue is not merely a dissociation, but a profound shift in perspective, a spiritual metamorphosis that transcends the tangible realm. Eleanor feels it as a faint whisper, a gentle tugging at the edges of her consciousness. Once her home was a sanctuary, each possession a testament to her journey. Now she walks through her house, her fingers brushing against objects that no longer hold the same allure. They are just things, she thinks, mere fragments of a life that is slowly unraveling. This detachment is not a void, but a space filled with contemplation, a doorway opening to a realm beyond the physical. Historical figures too have echoed this sentiment in their final chapters. Saint Francis of Assisi, in his latter days, spoke of a detachment from worldly possessions, his heart ascending towards a divine realm where material wealth held no currency. He walked away from his affluent heritage, embracing a life of simplicity, his spirit unburdened by earthly attachments. Similarly, the renowned philosopher Siddhartha Gautama, later known as the Buddha, abandoned his princely life, recognizing the transient nature of material possessions. He stepped into the wilderness, seeking a truth that transcended the corporeal world. This detachment is not a loss, but a gain, a spiritual ascension that allows one to see life through a different lens. It is a contemplative state, where the soul begins to untether from the material, gravitating towards a profound understanding of existence. Each possession, once a treasure, now feels like a fleeting trinket, a temporary occupant in the grand narrative of life. As you contemplate your own connection to the material world, consider this. Are there moments when possessions feel like anchors, holding you back from a deeper spiritual journey? Does the allure of the material fade in comparison to the call of the spiritual? Reflect on these questions, dear seeker, and consider the profound shift that may be occurring within your soul. For in this detachment, you may find the stirrings of a spiritual awakening, a prelude to a journey that transcends the boundaries of the physical realm. Pause, reflect, and consider the whispers of your soul, for they may be guiding you towards a destiny yet unseen. In the twilight of a soul's journey, as it nears the completion of its earthly cycles, there emerges an enhanced capacity for compassion, an almost overwhelming sense of love that transcends the boundaries of the self. This fourth clue is not merely an emotional inclination, but a profound spiritual stirring that signifies the approaching culmination of a life's odyssey. As one draws closer to the end of their life cycle, a remarkable transformation occurs. A deep, almost palpable empathy begins to permeate their interactions, a desire to heal and connect with others on a level that is both profound and humbling. This phenomenon is not new. It is echoed in the teachings of ancient spiritual traditions that emphasize the power of love and community as one approaches life's final stages. Consider the life of Saint Francis of Assisi, who in his later years renounced worldly possessions and dedicated himself to a life of service and compassion. His actions were not merely those of a man seeking redemption, but of a soul preparing for its final journey, driven by an insatiable desire to heal and forgive. This same spirit is seen in the Buddhist concept of bodhisattva, where enlightened beings choose to remain in the cycle of rebirth to guide others towards enlightenment, motivated by boundless compassion. In this phase, forgiveness becomes not just an act but a way of being. The soul yearns to mend broken ties, to extend a hand of understanding even to those who may have caused harm. It is a time of profound healing, where the boundaries between self and other begin to dissolve, revealing the interconnectedness of all beings. This increased sense of compassion is not merely a fleeting emotion, but a spiritual awakening that signifies the soul's readiness to transcend the earthly realm. It is a call to reflect on one's own capacity for love and forgiveness, to consider the depths of compassion that lie within each of us. As you ponder this, perhaps you too will feel the stirrings of a love that transcends the boundaries of this life, a love that hints at the eternal journey of the soul. Take a moment to reflect on your own experiences, on the times when you have felt a love so profound it seemed to touch the very essence of your being. Could this be a sign that your soul too is nearing the end of its journey? Allow this contemplation to guide you, to inspire you to embrace the power of compassion and love in your own life. As the soul begins to approach the culmination of its journey, a peculiar shift often occurs in the consciousness of the individual. The fifth clue that one might be in their final life cycle is the emergence of an unusual curiosity about spiritual matters. This is not merely a passing interest, but a profound and insatiable hunger for knowledge about the unseen world and the afterlife. It is as if the soul, sensing its impending departure, yearns to understand the vast and mysterious landscape it will soon inhabit. In the twilight of their earthly existence, individuals may find themselves drawn to ancient texts, spiritual practices, and philosophical discussions that had previously held little appeal. They might spend hours in quiet contemplation, seeking to unravel the enigmas of life, death, and the beyond. This awakening is not a novel phenomenon. It has been documented across cultures and ages, a universal experience that transcends the boundaries of time and geography. Historical accounts reveal that many figures on the cusp of spiritual transcendence have exhibited this intense curiosity. From the ancient mystics of the East to the contemplative saints of the West, the annals of history are replete with stories of individuals who, in their final days, turned their gaze inward and upward, seeking to pierce the veil of mortality. In medieval times, monks and scholars would often retreat to their cells, engrossed in spiritual manuscripts, eager to glean any insight into the great unknown. Similarly, in many indigenous cultures, elders who sense their end approaching embark on spiritual quests, seeking visions and wisdom from the spirit world. This spiritual curiosity is not merely an intellectual pursuit, it is a deep soul-level quest for understanding. It is akin to the traveler who, nearing the end of a long and arduous journey, pauses to take in the landscape, to appreciate the paths taken and those yet to be explored. This curiosity is a beacon, guiding the soul towards its ultimate destination. As you contemplate this fifth clue, consider the stirrings within your own heart. What spiritual questions have begun to surface in your mind? What mysteries of the soul have piqued your interest? Allow these curiosities to guide you, to inspire deeper reflection and exploration. For in the contemplation of these mysteries, you may find not only answers, but also a profound sense of peace and purpose. Embrace this journey of discovery, for it is in the seeking that we often find the most profound revelations about our soul's destiny. In the tapestry of existence, there are moments that irrevocably alter the course of one's life, moments that compel the soul to pause and reflect. These significant life changes, the sixth clue, often manifest as profound transformations, whether they stem from loss, triumph, or events so shocking they leave an indelible mark on the spirit. These upheavals, though challenging, are not merely coincidental, they are spiritual signposts, guiding the soul towards a deeper understanding of its ultimate journey. Consider the life of Siddhartha Gautama, who upon witnessing the suffering of the world, underwent a transformation so profound that he became the Buddha. His journey from prince to ascetic to enlightened being illustrates how significant life changes can catalyze heightened spiritual awareness. Similarly, the ancient mystic Rumi experienced a transformative loss when his beloved friend and spiritual mentor, Shamsi Tabrizi, disappeared. This loss plunged Rumi into a state of deep soul-searching, ultimately leading him to create some of the most spiritually resonant poetry the world has ever known. In contemporary times, these transformations can be seen in the lives of individuals who, after experiencing significant life changes, dedicate themselves to spiritual pursuits. A person who survives a near-death experience, for instance, might emerge with a renewed sense of purpose and a heightened awareness of the spiritual realm. This phenomenon is not limited to dramatic events. Even the quiet triumphs, such as the birth of a child or the achievement of a long-held dream, can stir the soul to contemplate its deeper journey. These significant life changes, though often tumultuous, serve as spiritual awakenings. They prompt the soul to question its existence, to seek meaning beyond the material world. It is in these moments of deep soul-searching that one begins to understand the transitory nature of life and the eternal essence of the soul. Pause and consider the significant life changes you have experienced. Could these transformations be guiding you towards a deeper understanding of your soul's destiny? Reflect on how these upheavals might signify a journey towards acceptance and enlightenment. In the quiet contemplation of these moments, one may find the path to spiritual fulfillment, a path that leads to the final life cycle. In the quietude of their souls, many who are nearing the completion of their final life cycle report an intuitive knowledge of life's transitory nature. This isn't merely an intellectual understanding, but a profound visceral certainty that their time on earth is drawing to a close. This phenomenon has been echoed through historical narratives and cultural stories that span the globe. In the ancient traditions of Japan, this intuitive knowledge is often referred to as ichigo ichi, a phrase that translates to one time, one meeting. This concept acknowledges the transient nature of all encounters in life, imbuing each moment with a sense of reverence and finality. Samurais, in their final hours, were known to compose death poems, or jizei, reflecting a serene acceptance of their impending fate. This custom illustrates how an intuitive understanding of life's impermanence can guide one's final actions, infusing them with meaning and grace. Similarly, in the ancient Viking cultures, the concept of Odin's call described the premonition of death that warriors often experienced before their final battle. This intuitive knowledge was not feared but embraced, as it signified a glorious reunion with their ancestors in the halls of Valhalla. The mystics of the Abrahamic traditions too have spoken of such intuitions. In their writings, they describe a sense of completion, a feeling that their spiritual journey on earth is culminating. This understanding doesn't necessarily manifest as a dramatic revelation, but often as a subtle, persistent awareness, a quiet voice whispering that it is time to prepare for the journey home. As we reflect on these historical and cultural narratives, we are invited to consider our own intuitive feelings about life and death. Does the fleeting nature of life fill you with a sense of urgency, or perhaps a peaceful acceptance? Do you find yourself drawn to contemplation of your own mortality, and the wisdom that such reflection can bring? Pause and consider the quiet whispers of your own soul. What does your intuition reveal about your journey through this life? Allow these reflections to guide your actions, to infuse your days with purpose and meaning. For in the end, it is not the number of our days that matter, but how we have lived them. In the grand tapestry of existence, the clues explored thus far weave a pattern of profound spiritual significance. Each sign, from the increasing vividness of one's dreams, to the heightened sense of empathy and the intuitive knowledge of life's transitory nature, is not merely an isolated occurrence, but a thread that binds the soul's journey together. These spiritual clues, when considered collectively, form a guide that illuminates the path to self-discovery and the understanding of one's ultimate purpose. As one approaches the final life cycle, these signs become more pronounced, echoing the soul's readiness to transcend the physical realm. The recurring sense of déjà vu, the deep longing for a place that feels like home yet is not of this world, and the profound sense of peace amidst life's chaos. These are not mere coincidences, but whispers from the soul, urging one to look beyond the veil of mortality. The historical narratives and cultural stories shared throughout this journey underscore the universal nature of these experiences, bridging the gap between different eras and cultures, revealing a common thread of spiritual awakening. These clues, when viewed through the lens of personal introspection, become more than just signs. They transform into invitations for deeper spiritual exploration. They beckon the seeker to delve into the mysteries of existence, to question the nature of reality, and to embrace the profound truths that lie beyond the surface of everyday life. The soul in its final life cycle yearns for a deeper connection, a return to its source, and these clues serve as guideposts along the way. Contemplate these signs within the context of your own life. Reflect on the moments when you felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity, a profound empathy, or a serene acceptance of life's impermanence. These experiences are not mere anomalies, but sacred messages, urging you to explore the depths of your spirituality. Embrace this journey of self-discovery, for it is in the pursuit of these mysteries that one begins to unravel the profound destiny of the soul. As you ponder these revelations, consider the greater mysteries that lie beyond the horizon of the known. Allow these clues to inspire a deeper inquiry into your spiritual essence, and let the wisdom gleaned from this exploration guide you on your path. For in the contemplation of these signs, you may find not just the end of a journey, but the beginning of an eternal adventure. In the grand tapestry of existence, one might find themselves pondering the signs that have been unveiled, wondering if their journey is nearing its celestial conclusion. As the soul traverses its final life cycle, it is whispered that the veil between worlds thins and the mysteries of the afterlife draw nearer. Yet, Whether one is in their last earthly sojourn or merely beginning their spiritual odyssey, the path to enlightenment remains ever open, ever inviting. Consider the clues that have been revealed. Like ancient markers on a sacred trail, they guide the seeker towards a deeper understanding of their purpose, their essence. These signs are not mere indicators of an endpoint, but rather beacons of spiritual growth, illuminating the path to higher consciousness. They speak of a journey that transcends the boundaries of a single lifetime, a voyage that encompasses the vast expanse of the soul's eternal voyage. To embrace one's spiritual journey, one must first cultivate a sense of quiet contemplation, find solace in the silence of meditation, where the whispers of the soul can be heard above the din of the world. Engage with the wisdom of ancient texts and spiritual teachings, allowing their timeless insights to resonate within the depths of one's being. Seek out communities of like-minded individuals, for in shared experiences and collective wisdom, one can find guidance and support. Explore the mysteries of the afterlife with an open heart and a curious mind. Reflect on the experiences that have shaped one's life, the synchronicities that have defied explanation, and the moments of profound connection that have hinted at a reality beyond the physical. Allow these reflections to fuel a deeper exploration of one's spirituality, a quest to understand the intricate dance between life and death, between the seen and the unseen. As one delves into the mysteries shared throughout this journey, a sense of wonder and awe begins to unfold. The soul's destiny, once shrouded in enigma, starts to reveal itself as a tapestry of divine design. Each thread, each color, each intricate pattern tells a story of growth, of transformation, of a journey that transcends the limits of time and space. And so, dear seeker, one is invited to pursue further knowledge and awareness, to engage deeply with the themes that have been woven into this narrative. For in the contemplation of these mysteries, one may find not only the answers to the soul's deepest questions, but also the path to a life lived in alignment with one's highest purpose. Whether one is in their final life cycle or merely at the dawn of their spiritual awakening, the journey of the soul is a sacred dance, a celestial symphony that echoes through the ages. Embrace it, for it is the very essence of existence itself.